Welcome back to a new episode of Mastering Programming. Today I'll be speaking about a few things that you might have not known about software engineering or engineering in general, really. That maybe if you do know them, will really change your mind on whether or not you should actually go for an engineering career or a engineering degree or not. So without further ado, let's just get started. And the first thing that I'm going to be mentioning is that engineering is often displayed as sort of like a solo career, that you go into an office, you work on your own on a project, or even if you've got contributors working with you on the project, you're all working individually and then just report to each other at the end. And even though some roles might be like that, but at the big picture, most engineers or engineering in general is a very social career that rather than a solo career. If you're a software engineer or even other engineers as well starting to adapt the same way, the first thing you do when you get into your office or when you start your work is you actually do things like stand-up meetings, and that includes speaking about what you did yesterday, about what you're going to do today, and maybe what you're going to be doing tomorrow as well. And during those meetings, not just do you reflect on the work that you've done and sort of explain the technical things that you got stuck on, but you then also explain why you were stuck. Maybe you're having a bad day, maybe it was raining, maybe you just had an emergency, and you actually do speak about the things and you explain or briefly show why that would have slowed you down, and you use that to move forward and not repeat the exact same slowing down in the next sprint. Now, even though it's revolved around your work and around your job, but starting your day talking to other people and start talking to other engineers, whether they're actually working on your project or not, I see that as a very social career, and it's something that I enjoy. I enjoy going to work because I do actually get to speak to a lot of people. Now, moving forward with that, just on the same point with being a social engineer, if you're a software engineer specifically, you're always going to be talking to different people because, and maybe this will make you upset or something, but you're never actually working on a project for the sake of building something. You're always building something that someone else is going to use. And if you're in a big company, let's say you work at a bank, you're building a software that an accountant at the bank is going to use, or the customers of the bank are going to use, or something like this. So you're always actually talking to so many other people who are in the industry or in the field that you're developing this software for. And that is a very social thing. You always get into different sort of like methodologies. You'll get to know how they're thinking about it, and you also explain how you're thinking about it. And talking to people from completely different industries and from completely different worlds to where you're coming from, it really does open your mind. It really does make you feel like you're very social. Now, the second thing, and that is that showing that engineers are heavily involved with humanitarian work, including work overseas or even in your own country. And by that I mean that a lot of people actually think that engineers don't get to do any humanitarian work, or they don't get to work on people, or they don't get to help people. They're mainly focused on building things. But that's not true, and it never was. From the beginning of times, really, engineering was always about people, and it was never about building things. Now, it's always focused on connecting people together. It's always focused on making lives easier and not just building things for the sake of building things. And I feel like that connection between engineering and the purpose of an engineer has been lost over the time, just because of like the advertisement or the campaigns that universities do to try and connect people into engineering. Like if you look at all the advertisements or campaigns that unis do, it's all focused on like a picture of a guy building a rocket, or a picture of a group of people building a tunnel or something like that. And even though that is still connecting people and it has its benefits, but you don't really see that as helping people as much. But engineering is heavily involved with humanitarian work. And from my personal experience as well, even right now at uni, the project that I'm working on is actually not to build a bridge, it's not to build a tunnel or build a spaceship or build anything like that. It's something as simple as literally we're just developing a software that will be used in Cambodia, in villages, to manage nappies. Now, I know this might sound funny, but a lot of families in Cambodia actually cannot organize or afford to get nappies, and what that end up resulting is that a lot of babies actually end up getting infected. Some could even die just because of something as simple as that. And what we're working on, and this will actually be used there, is just a scheduling system that mothers can use to book themselves to go and actually get those free nappies that the government there provides. Now, you might not really know about this, but that's a humanitarian work. That's something amazing that will help so many different kids and will make the lives of so many families so much easier. Now, it's not just that I went and developed the software. No, I went with my team and we developed software that will help all those people. And that link between helping people and engineering is usually missing. So that's something else that people really should know about engineering. Now, the last thing, and it's that a lot of engineers can really work on projects or ideas which can support agriculture, international matters, and also supporting unfortunate people, or even just your community. Now, with the agriculture, I'll just give a few examples here, but recently, most farmers have been using different kind of technologies like RFID technologies and GPS technologies built by engineers and built by software engineers in order to track down their cattle and to track down their health. So right now, a farmer from their own home or from even across the world can access their dashboard, and they will be able to see the fatness level of the cows, their production, if they have any heart problems, if they have any problems with their blood, and basically just track down their entire health. Now, in case you haven't made that connection yet, but an engineer built that, and an engineer helps getting milk delivered all the way to your house, or getting your health up, or getting all these products that you use every single day. So for some reason people would not really see that connection, but it's definitely there. Like, the food that you're eating is coming to you because an engineer helped do it, and that works for so many other industries as well. But basically the point of this video is to tell you that if you're not doing engineering because you're not really about building things and you're more focused on helping people, well, being an engineer is honestly one of the best and easiest ways that you can help people on a large scale. And if you look at any other job, like let's look at being a nurse, or let's look at being a doctor or something like that, these people are usually seen as people that help others. But how many people would they help in a year or a day? Let's make it a day. 5, let's say 10 even. As an engineer, one update can really affect thousands of people, and that should matter to you. It should really show you that you can help other people just simply being an engineer, a good one as well. So without talking too much, I just want to end this video by saying that you can also help your personal life and the community around you by being an engineer. If you're part of a church, or if you're part of a community or anything like that, you can just build something as simple as a website that manages events or manages organizations or bookings for your community. And we can see that in times like during COVID, these things will be heavily used as well. So trust me when I say that being an engineer, even a student or an engineer, as long as you have enough skills and enough knowledge, you can help so many people, especially those around you as well. Thanks so much for watching this very quick video. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments why and what you think engineering is all about. And I hope I see you in the next episode as well.